So I have delightful news that I just heard from Berish. It's really good news. Yoel Samet has had a pacemaker put in, and which really seems to have done the trick. And he's on his way. He's going to be on his way home soon. So that's really delightful news. When I talked to him, he told me that if that would be the situation, then that would be a good thing. So Baruch Hashem, Yoel ben Frumit, he should have a complete gesund, and we look forward to having him back over here. Also, we are dedicated by the Fisher family, Nishmas Pasi Bas Rabbi Shlomo ben Avram Alevi Pero Bas Ruvain. Also, Lili Nishma Shlomo ben Mordechai Lefu Shlomo for Yomis Mechai Saras Chus Avram ben Yom ben Ishma Malki Yudis and family by Yoel Klugman and family, and the Refuah Shalema for Meir ben Chaya Sarah. They should have a Refuah Shalema b'Sech Shecha Yisrael. So now we are in the fifth parak Mishna Hey. So the first thing is, we have to know that when a father marries a girl off, even when she's a ketana, it's a special biblical license of a father to marry off his daughter and accept Kedushin on behalf of his daughter. So that causes an interesting situation if a father marries off his deaf-mute daughter to Chatzkel. So that gives the Kedushin the status of a Daraisa because the father accepted the Kedushin. Now, when the husband wants to divorce her, it's the only way he could divorce her is by remiza, by sign language. So you might think maybe that's not good because the Kedushin was the Raisa and the divorce is in this quasi way. But Hayed Rabbi Yochanan ben Gudgada ala Chereshes Shesiavia, a deaf mute that's married off by her father, she yaitza beget. Why? Because when it comes to Gittin, we don't need the woman's consent because you could divorce her bal karcha, and therefore it could be done even with the chereshes. And here's an interesting one. V'al ketana bas Yisrael. Now this, the Gemara says, is talking about a girl who is a Yisoima. That means that she was married off by her mothers or her brothers, which is only rabbinical, in order that people shouldn't be noig b'minik hefker. We'd rather have somebody take care of her now that the father is not alive. So the Rabbanan instituted that she could get engaged, shenisas l'kayin, that if she marries a kayin, shechelas b'truma. Now, of course, not truma daraisa, because it's only a rabbinical marriage to the kayin. The chiddush is that she could eat truma d'Rabbanan, like truma of yerakos, vegetables, or truma from chutz la'aretz, or truma from an otzitz shein enokiv, from an unperforated flower pot. V'im mesa, if she dies, although the marriage is only rabbinical, ba'ala yarsha, the Rabbanan instituted that the husband can inherit her. And here's another tikkun olam. V'ala morish hagazel, if Yossi, would steal a bean. Yossi was hiding behind the stender. He was afraid. V'ala morish hagazel, and Yossi steals from me a bean, shebena'o babira, and he puts it into his mansion whole. So normally, if the gazela is be'en, he has to return it. But then he would have to destroy his whole mansion. Sheyital es damav. So they instituted that I have to accept the money. Why? Because if he's going to have to destroy his mansion, he's not going to do tshuva. And we want Yossi to do tshuva because Yossi is a premier member of ours. Now, finally, Valchatas Hagzula, if somebody stole an animal and he was makdish it as a chatas, now really it doesn't get kedusha because it can't be makdish an animal that's not yours. But Valchatas Hagzula sheloi noida l'rabin, which was not known, the public didn't know that it was stolen. Shehi mechaperes. Now really it's not mechaper. It can't be. because it can't receive the kedusha of a chattas because it wasn't his. However, they say that it should be mechaperes because of a tikkun olam. Because if it's not mechaper, mipnei tikkun hamizbeach, because otherwise the kahanim that will hear that they ate what turned out to be chulun ba'azara will become gun shy, and they'll hold back from doing the proceedings in the Beis Hamikdash. So because of the tikkun hamizbeach, they said that such a chattas is mechaper. And now the next Mishnah, which in Masechtas Gittin in the Gemara, this is where the sugya of kamsa bar kamsa is on this Mishnah, the Gemaras that we learn on Tisha B'Av. And we're going to learn about what's called sikrikin. Now, sikrikin is a word that refers to wild goyim that come into property and take away your property. So there were different levels of sikrikin. So here what happened is this bandit, we'll call him Big Lou. Big Lou comes and takes by force Baruch Enon's property. Takes it by force. Now, there were two stages. At the time, which is called Harugei HaMelchama, that means that the Goyim mercilessly, the Romans mercilessly and ruthlessly killed Jews. So then, Baruch is very happy to get his life, and he gives it away freely. He says, take it, leave me alone and take it. In that case, if the Sikrikin then sells it to Michal Avram, then it's Michal Avram's. Because Baruch gave it away wholeheartedly. Just take it and leave me. Take it and go. Right? But after that time, when there was more law and order, Baruch gives it over because, they're rough people, but he's not given up his ownership of it so much. So then, when he sells it to Michal Avram, when the Sikrikin sells it to Michal Avram, it's, he has to deal with Baruch, because Baruch never really gave it up. So now let's see what happens. Lo yayu Sikrikin b'Yehuda, the laws of Sikrikin doesn't apply in Yehuda, b'harugei hamelcham, at the time when the Romans were just murdering people. Because then Baruch says, take it, just do me a favor, take it and leave. So then he gives it over wholeheartedly, and then if the Sikri can sell it to Michal Avram, he can take it, because Baruch was completely miyayish over it. Me'arugei milchama ve'elech, then yesh ba Sikrikin. Then there's laws of Sikrikin, and it works as follows. Ketzad, lokach misikrikin, if Michal Avram buys it from, Big Lou, he buys it from the hoodlum, and then because of a lock of Mabalabayas, and then he goes over to Baruch and says, look, I don't want you to have tightness on me. And he gives something to Baruch. It's meaningless. Baruch only did it because he didn't want the Sikrikin to come after him. But he's not giving it wholeheartedly to Michal Avram. If, however, Mibalabayas, if Michal Avram buys it first from Baruch, and then and then he buys it from Big Lou, then Mikkai. Now, a similar case is if, let's say Chatzkel designated one of his properties for the ksuva of his wife. He said, this property, on Oakmont, in Fairways, this is for your ksuva. And then somebody bought it from the husband, and then bought it from the wife, that she shouldn't have any claims on it. So, lokach minei ish, she bought it from the husband. If let's pick an entrepreneur, Yaakov. Yaakov bought it first from the husband, and then because of a lakach manish, and then he bought it from the wife. The wife could say, I didn't really mean to sell it, I just don't want my husband to have a tain on me. Miklei batal. But, mina isha, he bought it first from the wife, and then because of a lakach manish, then miklei kain. Mishna Rishon, this is the first version. Bezdin shalachreim amru halekeach misikrikin. If Michal Avram buys it from the Sikrikin, from Big Lou, Noisin Labalim Revia, he could satisfy Baruch by paying him 25%. Masai, but Michal Avram can't go after it unless Baruch doesn't have any money. If Baruch has money, he has first dibs on buying his own thing back from the hoodlum. That's only if Baruch doesn't have money to buy it. If Baruch has money to buy it, Rabbi Hoishiv Bezdin and says, look, if it was sitting by Big Lou for a year and Baruch didn't buy it, then first come, first serve. Rabbi Hoishiv Bezdin v'nimnu shim shasa b'fnei sikrikin shnei mesach chodesh. If it was sitting by Big Lou for a year, then kol hakodim likach zaycha. If Michal Avram wants to buy it, he gets it, but he has to satisfy Baruch by giving him 25%. Aval noisin laba'alim revia. He has to give Baruch 25%. I just want to make a big hurrah, Rabbi say. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Thursday night at 5 to 9. Big event. Starting a Masechtas Bava Basra. I'm telling you that if you start with us Masechtas Bava Basra, in 176 days, you're really going to thank me. You'll have finished the biggest Masechta in Shas. And it's very rewarding. It's very rewarding. So maybe try it, you'll like it. Thursday night at 5 to 9. When I'm up in the country, we'll have a big screen here, and it'll be like I'm with you. So please come and join us.